2014 and 2015, 3 conferences merged together: Nebraska, Kansas East, and Kansas West. And so to kind of find our collective unity, we were really looking for a leader that could take the systems of each of our conferences and find a way to sort of merge them, keeping with the traditions, the beloved things that each of our conferences did, honoring them, but also finding a way to find a system that worked well for one big conference. And Ruben Saenz, anyone that has ever been in a meeting with him or a room with him, everyone knows he's sort of a systems guy. It's so fun to see him at a chalkboard, at a whiteboard, just take a pen and start breaking down systems. So when we met him and he was sort of able to sort of break through the things that we had been struggling with as a conference, as a delegation, and say, here's some of the fluff that I see, and here's a way that we can cut out the fluff and come to a real place of fruitful ministry. And so I think that's what me as part of the delegation noticed about Ruben Saenz, and I think that was one of the reasons that he was a great fit for our conference at that time. So when you do the work of the delegation in selecting an Episcopal leader, everyone has a voice and everyone has the opportunity to say, this is what I think we need, this is what gift of ministry that we're looking for. And at the time, we were still getting to know each other as a conference. We were 3 separate conferences trying to come together and find this unifying voice. And we really needed a leader that could take all of those things, find a way to fit them together, and bring us to a place of unity. And it turned out, when we were listening to Ruben Saenz speak, he seemed to check all those boxes for multiple people on our delegation. And so after we heard him, after we interviewed him, I think we collectively looked around the room and went, yeah, I think this is the person that we need in the Great Plains.
Well, hello, Great Plains, and happy 10th anniversary. It's great to join with you in this momentous occasion. My first reaction of being elected first at the South Central jurisdiction in Wichita, Kansas in 2016 was joy, a sense of humility, excitement about the future, a little bit of terror, and just gratitude for God's accompaniment with me throughout all of my life and my ministry. When I was announced as a bishop for the Great Plains Conference, I remember an eruption happening at the back of the room, and everybody was cheering, and then someone said to me, well, go down there to your delegation. So Maya and I stumbled down the stairs and we made our way to the back, and it was a party going on. And it was a party the 7 years I was there in the Great Plains Conference, but I never felt so much love and welcoming and a sense of belonging and joy. There's very few moments in my life when I felt that, but I experienced that through the Great Plains Conference delegation, and it was something that I will never forget, and it's hard for me to describe and put in words. The first time I presided my first annual conference, I was like, oh my gosh, there's 1,800 people in the room. I mean, I had never been to an annual conference with that many people. Not even General Conference has got 1,800 people on the floor. General Conference has got 865 or 66 or whatever. But the Great Plains Annual Conference, it was a great annual conference in many ways. And so that experience of sitting and presiding over that magnanimous General Conference is something I'll never forget. And now any other conference that I preside over, it's just like small. One more thing that I would like to share a highlight with is I was able to observe how a church that is so passionate about justice can make a difference in the world. And that's one of the things that I really learned and appreciated about my time in the Great Plains Conference, is how committed to justice and to loving all people was to the Great Plains Conference. And that has transformed my life, and I try to practice that wherever I go. Thank you again for all that I learned from you, all that I received from you. It was a great 7.5 years. It went by so quickly, but I think of you often. I pray for you always. God's grace and peace be with you. Here's to another 10 years, 50, 100, 150. God bless you.
One of the really funny stories that I think that came out of meeting Ruben and Maya Saenz was that we were conducting our Episcopal interviews at Church of the Resurrection in Kansas City, and we invite all of the candidates that were running to be bishop in the South Central jurisdiction at that time. And we would meet them, we would interview them. It's a long day, it's a busy day. You meet lots of people. But I was in the bathroom at Church of the Resurrection, and there, also in the bathroom with me, I was at the sink washing my hands, was this very beautiful woman, and she complimented me on my sweater, and I said, well, thank you, and I complimented her on her outfit, as women do in the bathroom. There we are. And I just assumed that she was a member at Church of the Resurrection. She was kind, she was friendly, she was welcoming, and there was all this hospitality and grace about her. So I asked her, I said, how long have you been attending this church? And she said, oh, I don't go to this church. I'm here with Ruben Saenz. He's interviewing for a bishop. And I just thought, wow, this lovely, beautiful woman here is here with Bishop Saenz. In my mind, I thought, this is also the kind of person that we need here in the Great Plains. So I'm not saying that Bishop Saenz came here because of Maya, but